Hey guys, I've been having a few questions about Detonate Dead builds and showing a few people on Dominion stream my build. I was in the month race, but since I recently died, I figured it's a good time to show my build. So first things first, the build revolves around Fire Trap and Detonate Dead. Um, you you kill a few mobs, Fire Trap, throw a few out, and then just clear the rest with Detonate Dead. My links in Detonate Dead are Detonate Dead. You need quality in that. 60% cast speed on 20% quality is huge. Chance to ignite, elemental proliferation, life leech, and increased area. Increased area helps out elemental prolif, along with all the increased area nodes. I also have fire trap in a wand with +2 to fire gems, so I use 2 fire traps in it, and then Conc Effect, more single target damage, or damage in a smaller area. Spell damage doesn't affect Detonate Dead, so this wand isn't that good, but it's the best wand I could find in the month race. What you would want would be a scepter with 20% elemental damage implicit, with 2 to fire gems, and then 30% increased fire damage. And anything else would be fine. Spell damage increases fire trap, but it doesn't really help Detonate Dead. So for auras, I'm running Purity, Clarity, Discipline with reduced mana. Curses, I'm using Flammability. I used the Dodrace Damming so I could get Elemental Weakness. It helped a lot solo. I could kill rares that were resist fire easier. Before that, they were pretty terrible to try to kill. Let's see. Here's the build here. While leveling, I went Freeze Pulse with a Fire Trap. I just used a Searing Touch, linked it to Conc Effect. Pick up health nodes throughout the tree while leveling, then respec them for CI later on. As I said, spell damage doesn't help, so skip spell damage nodes, get elemental damage though. Area of Effect is huge, amplify and blast radius nodes here. My plan was to get this 4% more AoE eventually. You'll want to get Volpact so you don't kill yourself on Reflect. I wasn't really to the point where I would have killed myself. I was only doing 66, 67 maps, so I had a pretty easy time with Reflect, but I was planning on respecking some fire damage nodes here to get Volpact down here. At around level 85 or 90, I'd also go for Elemental Adaptation down here. It's just a huge survivability increase. This build gets a lot of ES nodes. It gets 2 Body and Souls over here, and Nullification, and you get a ridiculous amount of ES with not even that impressive of gear. I had a 8700 ES with very little good gear. Right before I died, I switched to a Carcass Jack, and that's probably the reason why I died. But Carcass Jack, if you can afford to lose the ES for its huge damage, huge AoE, it's very good for Detonate Dead. Let's see. Get Inner Force for sure. Good with Granite Flask, good with just the auras you use. Yeah, I'll show some docs play real quick. This build is much better in groups than it is solo. But since I got that double curse ring, it works out pretty well solo as well. In my helmet, I'm running a 4-link Incinerate Totem. It's not very good, so I really don't use it that often, but for single target, if I can't really kill bosses or something, I just throw it down to add some damage. See how everything's ignited across the screen. Elemental Proliferation with increased AoE is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, that's Detonate Dead for you. I'll post a link in the video description, and I'll respond to any comments you have, so if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.